Alright, back out in the garage. As you can see, I cleaned the path back to the Craftsman air compressor of sadness. I was running it one night and it started making that noise again like it ate another piston. So we're going to dig it back out, see what it's going to take to fix it. So I'm tired of wrestling it past the refrigerator, so I've got enough room cleaned out, and I think I can get the air compressor out here the refrigerator out here in the garage over here by the old Jetstar 3 out of the way enough to get the air compressor out, so I got room to work. So anyway, I'll bring you back when I show you what we do to fix it, or what we find, or whatever. Anyway, I'll be back. Thought I was recording and looked down. Wasn't. Anyway, back out here on the old Craftsman sadness bucket. There's the cylinder. I can see all that scuffing in there. I don't know. It's anyway, and maybe that's residue off the ring that's supposed to be there. Doesn't seem like that should be the deal, but the ring doesn't look too bad until you get around to there, and then she goes no. And there again, I don't know. I had it in here like this, and I don't know which way it turns. If it should have been the other way because of balance with the bolt, I don't know, but it definitely destroyed the ring and started eating up the piston before I got it shut down. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull the motor off, pull this aluminum end plate off. I think that's an aluminum deal. I don't know. It's all going to get turned into piles of scrap. We're going to disconnect the wiring, obviously. Probably pop the regulator off, get this wiring off of it, and we'll be able to pull this off, take this apart, probably cut this line so I can get the brass fittings off. Aluminum line, brass fittings, big chunk of aluminum housing there. It's all going to scrap, but we'll be able to put a fitting in here, an airline fitting of some kind here to feed air into the tank, which will then, you know, feed over here through the regulator, blah blah blah. But we'll just be using, it'll register here, but we'll use this part with an air dryer, I think is what we're gonna do. But anyway, I'm gonna finish stripping this thing down. I gotta finish stripping it down. I gotta get this thing here out of here and some more cleanup done, because I gotta get the garage back in shape. But that's yeah, when it started banging, I knew exactly what happened, and that. So anyway, I got a plan to fix it. I'll be back. All right, back out in the garage after careful analysis of the old Craftsman compressor of sadness. I've decided that the best way to fix it is to just do this. The hobos down at the freight station are having a sale, their spring sale. This compressor was $50 off. It's got a higher PSI rating, 2 gallons bigger tank, and it's new. So that's what we did. Now the problem is, because it's a little bigger, it wouldn't fit in the cabinet that the Craftsman would fit in. So we had to take the cabinet out. To take the cabinet out, we had to take a bunch of stuff off these shelves, take the speaker down, slide this cabinet out. I actually unscrew these shelves from the cabinet. That cabinet was just sitting on top of this cabinet. Wasn't fastened to the wall at all, except for what these two shelves were fastened to the wall. take all that down, so I get this out. Now we got that in, and well, and then I had to block up and redo to get that cabinet actually screwed to the wall. I think I did get one, for sure, one screw into a stud, but it's sitting on 2 by there and 2 by over there and some 1 by in that corner. So anyway, it's plenty well supported. Got it screwed up. Got speaker back up, radio's back where it belongs. It's a good time for me to clean these shelves off here, all the crap that's just been sitting there that I haven't touched since I threw it up there. But anyway, this has got to go away. Don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. So we'll get it out. Then I think what I'm going to do at some point, I think I'm going to strip the motor and compressor off of this, and we'll just set this tank as just a spare tank or auxiliary tank over here, and we'll plumb it into this compressor so that I'll have the 27 gallons of air from that tank plus 25 gallons here from this tank. So when I'm using my little bench top sandblaster box, I'll have, 52 gallons of air to burn through before the pressure drops enough to kill us. It'd just be a matter of figuring out how I want to. I may probably, what I'm thinking I may do is, once I get this off where the line ties into the tank from the old compressor, that's probably where I'll maybe put a quick connect, and then we can run a quick connect into the top of this tank, or out of the top of that tank into one of these quick connects here, so I won't have to have both of them hooked up all the time. I haven't even fired this thing up yet, but anyhow, that's where I'm at with it. Got to figure out, I'm going to hang hoses because it's got a spot there to hang hoses and then one back there. But being it's back here in the corner, it's not going to be real convenient, because once I get that one back into here and then get the beer fridge back where it belongs, there's not a lot of extra room. I did go ahead and use some real wire staples to staple up the extendy cord for the refrigerator, because I'd had an issue with it coming unplugged and stuff in the past, and I left enough loop that what I may do at some point, right now I've got the radio plugged in over here above the compressor. It was plugged over here, but I had compressor and refrigerator both on one plug, which I thought was a problem when the Craftsman originally crapped out, that I tripped the deal because both of them kicked in at the same time. But it ran that way for years and years and years. So I don't think that's a real issue. So probably what I'll do is I will move that back, and I got enough slack. It can just dangle down behind the new compressor. But it'll be tacked up against the wall out of the way there. The only thing I don't like about it is the on-off switch is like over here, like back in a really odd place to get to. So I'll have to get used to that, I reckon. Yeah, I don't know. Of course, I normally just turn it on and leave it on, so not a big deal. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and I think what I may do is drag this out, roll that back in. I'm going to tighten the wheels up, because I haven't decided. Since it's just going to be a stationary tank, it might just get some, I might just shoot some 2x4. I need to elevate a little bit because of the drain pipe, but get it sitting on just on some 2x4s, just so that works, and then it can just sit on kind of a 2x4 skid kind of thing back there. I might just roll this over that empty spot, and then I can get that out of the way, get the beer fridge back where it goes, and start putting stuff away. There's going to be a lot of cleaning and stuff, sorting, and yeah. So anyway, I got to get this all put back together before the night's over. Yeah. Anyway, and if I do what I was talking about, putting a hose from the old compressor inlet into this tank into one of those quick connects, I won't have to use this one all the time, and I can, like if I want, like when I'm painting, spraying, I can get this regulator set at the pressure I want. I could put a dryer on this and then just pull air out of this through this outlet for painting and stuff where I want dry air, you know, through a dryer, etc., etc., etc. That's probably what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna plumb it up so I can just set this regulator at whatever it takes for my spray gun, get an air dryer mounted to this thing. Yeah, I'm liking my plan better and better all the time. All right, well, anyway, I'm gonna move stuff around. I'm gonna get that out of the way, get that out of the way, get that back where it goes, and we'll slowly start putting the garage back together, and then at some point we'll get back on Brother Brad's wheel project, because we're down to just stripping rust off of the tube side and paint off of the center side, and paint, stripping it down, sand, you know, wire wheeling and painting and drilling 2 holes, and we're done, I think. So anyway, we'll move some stuff. I'll be back.